All right, folks, welcome to the Night Watch. I'm Jacob. He's Alex, so on and so forth. Okay. We just watched the highly anticipated game against the Ducks, Saturday night marquee, 7 p.m. game, divisional rival on the rise. They're above us in the standings.
They're definitely above us now.
I'm not going to pretend to have any sort of semblance of structure to this, or I don't have any stats pulled up. I'm just going to rip this one from the heart. And let me tell you right now, this team is old and this team is slow. And I really don't know what else to say. I'm sure I can say more, but
yeah, I mean,
take it from there, buddy.
So, just going back in the week, so we last recorded
we are limping along on the longest home stretch of the year.
So we last recorded against Detroit before the Detroit game, right? And that Detroit game is probably one of the best games we've looked all year, right? Like Schmid looked incredible. The defense looked great.
See,
we scored that one goal.
I don't know if I'd even say that. Or maybe that is the best game that we looked for a while, but it was against fucking Detroit, man.
True.
What I'm starting to pick up here is that we can barely eke out wins against middle of the road teams, and we just can't compete with good teams. We can't. We just can't.
Yep.
Because the next game was Tampa, and we got fucking spanked. We were at that game.
We started off great, right? 2-0, limited to 4 shots in the first period. I think.
Yeah, we had that great first period, and then the second period was the complete opposite. They outshot us 15-2 or some shit. The inability to play a 60-minute game. It was a motif last year, and we know how last year ended. It's happening again this year, and I'm not trying to overreact.
It's early.
This is early. We're recording after a big Saturday night game against a divisional rival on prime hockey season, but goddamn, dude, this I don't know what else. Like I said, old and slow. I don't know. That's my thesis. Boiled down to 2 words: old and slow.
Here's my thing. This team is missing Mark Stone for sure.
Who is old and slow?
Who's old and slow, but he makes up for that issue. But the problem is, also Carlson left early, right, in this game.
Yeah, and that is true. He great first period, and then I will say that was a pretty fucking sick pass from behind the net.
That goal to Howden, that pass to Howden for the goal, disgusting. Nasty. Prime, William Carlson setup. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It just goes back to I've been saying this to you all week between recordings here. I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe we're not as deep as we thought we were. And if 2 injuries will do this, maybe we're not as deep as we thought we were. You know what I mean?
I think
we've been lauding the depth of this team for 2-3 years now, and I think we need to wake up and say maybe we're not that deep. Maybe Riley Smith wasn't the answer. Maybe fucking.
Well, that's the thing though. Is
maybe Brandon Saad it was not the answer.
That's the thing though. Barbie is showing up, right? Everybody aside from Saad and Smith have shown up in the ways you wanted them to show up, right? But you re-signed Saad and Smith to do what they were doing in the back end of the year and in the playoffs, and they haven't done that. Sure, they've had decent chances, and they've had, plays where they could have scored, but they haven't finished those. And Saad's been damn near non-existent. Smith has been invisible, man. As much as I love Riley Smith, and he's such an integral piece of this team of, the past and the Stanley Cup run, he's been invisible this year.
Yeah.
At this point,
well, before this game, sorry, that's what I was telling you. I was like, dude, we desperately need some fucking bottom 6 scoring. Desperately need, and then we got it. We got a good goal.
As soon as you said that, Howden scored from Carlson off a great. That was the bottom 6 scoring play, and it was a great play, great, beautiful pass, great, better finish, just gorgeous, just exactly what you want to see from William Karlsson, right? And Brett Howden connecting, and then from there it was kind of just like what we're just letting Leo Carlsson destroy us.
Yeah, well,
and again,
he's a young stallion in his prime.
We've talked about Leo Carlsson so many times on this podcast before. This kid is a fucking animal. This kid, like, we've sang his praises, and like he is in the background lurking, right? This is a guy that you don't talk about. That
he's not in the background anymore.
Not anymore. No, because like you talk about the Celebrinis and the Bedards and the Gauthiers and these big names, Will Smith and Michael Misa. These young guys are coming up. It's kind of Karlsson kind of fell into the background of that, right? But you and I both said this kid is fucking ridiculous. This kid is gigantic.
He's massive.
Massive. This kid's good defensively. The whole fucking like the like the Ducks or whoever it was like the doctor was like, this kid's still growing. He's got like fucking Wolverine bones. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, as after they drafted him, he was already like 6'3", and they're like, his bone plates aren't set.
No,
he's still growing.
He's like, this kid's gonna be ridiculous. Like, we've talked about how good this guy's gonna be, and he's now like, at age 20, 21. I don't know how old he is. I think 20 maybe. Sprouting, and that's with Beckett Sinecki playing really well, and Cutter Gauthier leading the league in goals, right? Like Trey Terry playing well.
But what pisses me off is, how did we lose this game? It was fucking old ass Jacob Trouba.
Yeah.
Apparently their old broken down vets are better than our old broken down
Trouba,
vets.
What was that? Not Kaloran was the other guy.
I don't even fucking know.
The other old guy we were talking about earlier in the game wasn't
Kreider.
Not Kreider, the other one. The one they signed before
Frank Vetrano.
Vetrano had a deflection. That weird first that tied the game up. But we still got a point out of this, which I'll take it. But that team as a whole needs to figure it out.
Yeah, and I'll try to calm down here and try to be logical. I'll look back to what was one of my preseason takes, that we would be out of a playoff picture on Thanksgiving.
Yep, that was yours. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Older teams take more time to get going. It's just true.
Yeah.
And what's the lesson that we've learned the last few years? How good you do in October does not matter a fucking shitload. It's how you do in spring.
Yeah, exactly. October, November does not matter.
I mean, even like probably the last time we recorded, or the time we're like, oh my god, Jack Eichel, he's about to win the Hart. Well, that's already gone. He's already off that list.
No, not really. He
saying
2 points tonight. He's still up there, but like, yeah,
the point being, like, like, it's one thing to lead the league in October, but that's not going to last. It's not going to last.
No. Yeah, you have to be leading the league in February.
Last.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said I was going to try to be positive, but I'm just worked up. But,
no, it's the success. It's the way we've lost these games, right? Like Detroit, we played a decent game. Detroit's been a high flying team.
But that wasn't. We eked it out. One goal. We scored one goal.
Yes, but Gibson was being John Gibson, right? Like,
well, Gibson's been ass this whole year.
Yeah,
and we can keep saying like, oh, well, he just had a great night. It's like, well, why do these goalies? Peter Mrazek, he had a great night. Why do these goalies that suck against everyone else? Why do they magically have good nights against the Golden Knights?
True.
Maybe it's because we just can't fucking score.
No, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, let's go game to game, right? Detroit 1-0 win, hard fought game. Against it, again, you have your opinions on Detroit, but against a Detroit team that's been really, really pushing and looked good. Like, offensively, they've been dominating teams, right? Like, just by the force of the blow alone, they've been just blowing through teams. Not because of John Gibson or Cam Talbot, because they've been dog shit, but because of their offense, right? And then we turn around and play, Tampa Bay? and you and I we were at that game, and the first period, god damn, this team looked like the Vegas Golden Knights of old, right? Scored 2 goals, just absolutely dominating the Lightning. Like, just looked like heads and toes, just the best team that you've ever seen on ice. Just dominating them. And then the second period started, and it was just fucking dog shit from there.
Complete opposite.
Just two completely different teams from first period to second and third.
And as you mentioned today, what's kind of becoming a problem is you score a goal. Well, you better be ready for the next shift after that. Don't put on the fucking brakes.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened. That's what
happened in Tampa Bay. We scored that. So we scored the game-tying third goal, right? And then we just didn't care, I guess. And Tampa Bay scored that fourth goal immediately.
Well, I've been saying this since last year. There's just like something in this like team's like psychology, like top to bottom, where there's just a little too much complacency. And I don't know what other word to use. It's like it's one thing to be confident, and you should be confident. This core has won a championship. They've been a dominant team for years, but it's not the fucking same league anymore. And that's kind of the point.
With Anaheim, at least.
I was making this point specifically in terms of like scoring and goaltending the last few pods, but like, yeah, exactly. Look at who's leading the fucking league right now. Fucking Macklin Celebrini, Connor Bedard, Leo Carlson.
Dude,
and Nathan McKinnon's still up there doing his thing, but Nathan is a freak of nature.
Nathan McKinnon's a freak. Connor McDavid's a freak. Jack Eichel's a freak. Those are the guys you expect to, but this is Macklin Celebrini's second year.
Yeah, the young
Connor Bedard's third, Leo Carlson's second, and all those guys are in the top 5 of scoring at this point.
The final score did not reflect it, but last night the Sharks were tossing the Jets salad.
Absolutely,
and it was only Connor Hellebuck that kept it a low scoring game, but it was
what,
odd man break after odd man break.
2-1.
It was 2-1, but it should have been like 4-1.
Yeah, because Connor Hellebuck is the best goaltender in the regular season.
And yeah, that's cool from a hockey fan point of view, like high view, but
it's scary.
As a Golden Knights point of view, it's like, okay, we've clearly built this team around old veterans. Is that going to be viable? Like,
no. I mean, but that's the thing, though. Like, this team, I don't think defensively is bad. I think defensively they're pretty quick, right? Like, Hannafin had great play. Hannafin's been since he's been back. Hannafin's been playing really, really well.
The penalty kill has been
great
at a ridiculous level. I will say that
the kill's been great. Hannafin's look good. Theodore's look good. I mean, the defense isn't the problem. It's that you obviously
it's the mindset of the forwards.
Yes,
and we kept saying it tonight. And to their credit, they got in that mindset in the third period, and they started
shooting. Yeah,
they looked so good in the third period, and most of the overtime they looked great. They finally they got into that aggressive shoot first.
They've got to get their
feet moving
from minute
get
one.
Your feet moving.
You have to start shooting. Like the third period into overtime until we lost. That's some of the most dominant play I've seen from this team. And you just don't do that for the other two.
And that's the thing. And that's what I mean with the mindset. You can't be complacent. You have to have it in your mind that, like, holy shit, we have a Kira Schmidden goal. Any shot might end the game. Let's fucking push as hard as we can the other way. Let's go north as hard as we can.
Yeah.
Don't, like... And like I said, it did change in the third period, so I don't want to be too critical, but a lot this season, it's been a lot of, slow, like, oh, I got the puck. Let me stick handle it a few times. Let me stare at it. Let me scan the ice. No, you got to move. You got to move. Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace.
That Jack and Barbie alone, those two on the first line, because they're paired together, they're faster and just going to move quicker than any other pairing that they're going to play against, right? Maybe aside from like McDavid and Draisaitl, right? That play is going to develop so fast, and we saw it tonight. The plays that developed so fast between the two of them. But Marner's with them, but it just sometimes it just doesn't, like, look at Hurdle tonight. Hurdle was just everywhere. Hurdle
had a great game.
Great game.
And even
Howden had a great game.
And that's the thing. Like, Hurdle is not the fleetest of foot, but he was thinking fast.
He was putting pucks on net. He was driving. He just looked more dominant than any other Duck he played against.
I think in the second period, I told you, I'm like, I'm just gonna have to pull a few $1,000s out of my asshole so I can buy a seat behind the bench and just yell, "Think faster!"
Yeah,
think faster. Make faster choices.
I honestly, it's a Stone thing, right? Like,
that's the thing. It's the same thing as Hurdle. Stone isn't physically fast, but he thinks fast.
Thinks extremely fast. It's the hockey IQ, right? Like, you don't have a guy on the ice that his hockey IQ is just leagues and leagues of, and then you lose. Then in the first period, you lose William Karlsson.
Yeah, and that sucks because he is fast,
fast and
mentally
also
and physically,
extremely high hockey IQ. Right, like you lose that immediately, and so all of a sudden, I mean, obviously he's a center, right? Like, so you lose that benefit in that bottom six, but then you lose just the playmaking ability in that bottom six. Like, you don't have anybody there. Like, honest to God, how many times could you count that the fourth line was even on the ice that looked decent? 0? Like,
well, that's the thing. I feel like I saw a lot of. I noticed Kolesar a lot tonight.
Kolesar has been playing a lot. Nothing against the fourth line as a whole. But,
and to be fair, that those lines got juggled a lot.
But Kolesar has he's slowly made it to where he's at, but he's been more and more visibly like, attacking the puck, forechecking, and he's getting up to his game, right? Whereas
he's a physical guy, and people think physical just means hitting, but like,
no.
He's an athlete. Like,
yes,
when he gets into that zone physically, when he's moving fast, thinking fast, in the moment, not hesitating, that's when he's at his best. And to his credit, he had a great game.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to calm down a second time here and try to look at the positives. So, what we've been harping on before this season and through this early season, it's not about how you do in October and November. It's about how you do in the springtime. This might be, pardon my French, this might be a classic case of the young team, busting their nut a little too early.
I agree.
Busting their nut a little too early. And as we know, older gentlemen in their 30s, you learn to contain yourself a little bit.
Well,
maybe we're just waiting for playoffs. Maybe not even waiting, but maybe we just know when to peak.
I mean, great examples for the last 2 years. Look at Edmonton, look at Florida. Both those teams that weren't in first place, right?
No.
Through the entire year.
Oh, not even close.
I think Colorado and us were the only ones that were in first place when we won the cup, right? Where it's just a constant stream of just dominance. And then before that, look at St. Louis. They were the worst team in the league come December, and then they won a cup. So, honest to God, from here until the break, it really doesn't matter unless you're so far in the fucking hole. Like,
just hang around in the playoff spot. What I will say about this game,
if you're within 5 points, game on.
Exactly. And what I will say about this game and about the last 3 games, you were never out of it.
Yeah, this team's never been out of this. We were down 3-1, and you and I were sitting there like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
They turned it around very quickly, right?
And that's the thing. And to give them credit, they adapted to Anaheim's pace physically. It was funny after that first period. They interviewed. I don't know. The volume was down because we had shit going on, but they interviewed Karlsson, and he was fucking huffing and puffing and sweating bullets.
Yeah.
But that happens some games, and that just means you're actually fucking gunning it.
I mean, Anaheim is a young, like we joked when the game started, young and full of piss and vinegar, right? Like, those guys
they're young, but like, again, when it comes to playoffs, what have we seen over and over again? It's not necessarily about speed; it's about strength and will.
But yeah, and not to look too far. Like,
we gotta look that far ahead. That's the only goal that we have.
Yeah, first of all, you have to get there. But
the only goal the Vegas Golden Knights have is to win at least one more cup in the Eichel era.
Yeah.
That is the only goal.
Yeah, I mean, I would say more than one, at least like another 3 or 4, right? Because they're
Well, that's a pretty tall order. I'm going to start with one, and then we'll go from there.
example, let's look at Montreal, right? Like, they had all the youth and scoring, and
They have all the sexy flash, and then okay, well, get past the second round.
then
Past the second
they
round.
meet Montreal, and they took Montreal to what, 7 last year, right? Not
Montreal.
Montreal. I'm sorry.
I said
They
Montreal.
took Montreal took Washington to 7 last year, right? Mm-hmm. But obviously they're getting, teams are younger, and there's the new phase of players coming in, but it's going to get harder and harder. Not harder and harder. It's getting harder for the young guys to show up in those playoffs, right? So with these teams that are playing well, so for example, let's say Anaheim just kind of consists and plays well for a long time, and they end up being, let's say they end up being first in the Pacific. At Gio's fucking wish, they end up being first in the Pacific. That means they'll meet I would argue and say they'll probably play the first wild card, right? What if that first wild card is Edmonton?
Yeah, or us,
or
fucking take
or
your
Dallas,
pick.
man.
Yeah, take your pick from the Central.
Dallas, Minnesota,
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. And to be fair to tonight, it wasn't a bad game.
No, not at all.
We could have won that game.
Should have won that
easily. Could have won that game.
Yep.
And maybe this is just us being the washed up team that's melting down at the tail end of their contention window when a younger team comes along and starts making noise. But yeah, the Ducks are going to be a problem. The Sharks are going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. Oddly enough, the only team in the Pacific that I'm not too worried about, I'm like, LA looks like they're not going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Edmonton,
Calgary.
Yeah, Edmonton, I'm going to assume they'll be a problem until they give me a reason not to assume.
Well, in 2 years, you won't have to worry about that, right?
Unless he signs with Anaheim.
I'll kill myself. I will put a bullet in my head. No, I mean, it's... Here's the thing. Sucks that we lost. We did get a point, but it's better in the long run. The Pacific's more competitive, right? Because the Pacific, we both hate it, but
I'll say not better for a Golden Knights fan. Maybe better for a hockey fan.
Yeah, better for hockey overall. We're like, but I mean, it's only going to get harder, right? With the more money that's out there, and Anaheim's going to have a lot of money, but Anaheim's going to have to sign Cutter Gauthier and Leo Carlson and Troy Terry again. And, well, at least they got Lacombe under contract, but they're going to have Zellweger. Zellweger and Michnikov, and they got Dostal under a great contract. So maybe it's planned out well, but, it's going to be like that. Do we want to go to Anaheim? Do we want to go to California? Pacific's only going to get better, man.
It's only gonna get better, and I think that's why I'm starting to already default to what matters is what happens in the playoffs. And
yes.
Whatever else we have playoff experience, we have playoff success.
Mm-hmm.
LA certainly doesn't any time recently.
No, I mean,
and then once Kopitar retires,
it's this season. This is his last season.
Exactly. The only person on that goddamn team with playoff success will be Drew Doughty, and he's like 36.
Yeah,
35, 36.
I think they are quickly running into. I mean, obviously we've talked about the Knights, but the older, the playoff teams in the Pacific, right? They're quickly running into the end what's the phrase?
End of their windows.
Yeah, end of the windows, right? Because
do you know what worries me?
Kopitar, Doughty, at least with LA, Kopitar, Doughty, and they're trying to prop it up with some goaltenders, but Kemper's been injured and been okay. You want Byfield to be Byfield, but he's kind of slowly getting there. And what else do you have? Like, you have to re-sign Adrian Kempe, right? Does he re-sign Kevin Fiala? Is he there? Like,
Yeah. What worries me is, so what was the conclusion that we kind of came to after we got eliminated again, and we saw how far Edmonton went again, and this is the same conclusion that McCrimmon apparently came to with the signings and the moves that he made. That conclusion was, hey, forecheck is back, physicality is back,
yep,
strength is back.
Yep.
That's how you win championship hockey. Look at the Panthers. What I'm a little bit worried about is, what if we made these moves to adjust to that standard, and then now it almost feels like suddenly, like, actually, just kidding, it's about speed again, because the Avalanche, man, they buried Edmonton fucking 9-1 tonight, and for all the holes that we kind of joke about on the roster, one thing they all have in common, they're all fast as shit. That's a fast team. Ducks are a fast team.
yeah,
Sharks are a fast team. And I'm wondering it. And again, we're having this conversation in early November,
yeah.
but that's going to be I think that's going to be kind of the greater philosophical, if you will, question about the season as we go on. Is it going to be these fast teams, or is it going to be the sturdy, strong, tall teams that kind of come out on top?
Well, it's too early to tell, right, how the playoffs will change, because we've seen Carolina play that fast, grind them down game, and it just stopped working in the playoffs for multiple years in a row, right? And they've had the personnel.
Stops in the third round, but what if we run into one of those teams in the first round?
No, yeah, totally.
When they're still fresh.
I don't know. I think that's the thing is, I think we have the personnel to do that, right? Like, with Stone back, obviously, God willing, but no, I just don't know if Brandon Saad's that guy to do that anymore. And I really need to, again, love Riley Smith. He's a OG. He's original Misfit. But
he had a pretty goddamn good sexy chance tonight, and fucking Peter Mrazek just barely got it.
But he's been kind of invisible, right? Like, the two guys you and I both talked about, like, we got to re-sign Saad and Smith. And that was right.
Well, and that's what, obviously Smith's a great story, but hockey wise, that's kind of what we agreed on. It's like, well, they may be older, but they bring speed. They're still fast. We need speed on this team, or we're gonna be too fucking slow. You want the speed, but that speed's got to lead to something.
Yeah,
eventually.
that speed's got to lead to chances, right? Like, but then again, like,
and they've had chances, to be fair, but
yeah,
they are not converting on them.
but also, to be fair, is like, look at the other signings, like, we're big name signings outside of, like, Marner, right? Like, Ehlers just scored his first goal.
Yeah,
for Carolina, right? And it's not like the signings that happened really have gone anywhere, outside of those two. So it's not like it's crazy, but, like, I mean, I don't know if it's like a clicking thing, or if it's like, because I feel like all these guys could have chemistry with each other pretty easily. And, but it's, I don't know. There's not something that's, like, glaring to me, like one player is doing too much, or there's not, like, a bad game plan. It's just like they're not
it doesn't
cohesive, right?
It just feels like we're not adding up to the true sum of the parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say I don't want to blame the top players, because then you start to sound like a bitter Toronto fan, or a bitter Buffalo fan. And I don't want to just shit on the bottom players, because then you start to sound like also a bitter Toronto fan.
Sorry. Whoops.
But I don't know. And again, we're this is a classic November overreaction game.
Mm-hmm. The season really does not start until after the break.
It does, yeah. And I will say This wasn't a bad game. This was a very frustrating game because of the circumstances, but it was not a bad game.
No.
And if anything, I'm kind of relieved to see how fast started to move their feet after the first period. Even in the first period, they were kind of keeping up, but
Yes.
second period they kind of were flat for a bit, and then they started to pick it up. And then third period they were fucking flying.
Yeah,
And-
we
and-
really.
and if anything, I'm
Yes.
hoping what this game awoke in them is, all right, guys, fucking no more of this October bullshit. Move your feet. We know we can do it.
We kept
did
up
it
with
all.
the,
Period.
We kept up with the fastest team in the division.
We kept up with these young cocks. Now it's time for the old bull to dust off his shit and start swinging the meat.
And that's
Come on,
the thing.
boys.
Like you say, old and slow. You saw this is his team still with Jack Eichel, Barbashev, Dorofiev, Marner, Sod, Howden, like guys that are fast, right? Like guys that are quick. I just hope that Carlson just had a tweak. I don't know if we can handle another Carlson.
Yeah, the post game press conference, Cassidy said it was a lower body injury, and all he said is, "Well, we don't skate tomorrow, so the next time we skate, I'll have an update for you."
Great.
To me, that's
Not good.
that's Cassidy code for he's fucking hurt.
Yeah, great. So, well, I hope Raphael Lavoie is ready to be called up to the team.
Well, I was say on that note, I don't know if we want to talk about it. Henderson lost their third game in a row after that 7-game winning streak.
Yeah, third
was
game.
7.
They lost the game against San Diego, and they lost 2 against Bakersfield, right?
Yeah. So suddenly that good feeling's gone. That being said, I'm wondering maybe they call up Lavoie, call up Bowman, call up fucking
That's
Uchez.
that's the thing. They have I don't know about Uchez, but there's a lot of call-ups you can make right now that's playing pretty well. Like you said,
knowing Cassidy, he's going to say, "Bring me the oldest guy on the roster," and it'll be Lizinski.
No, I mean I think Lavoie's played really the best, right? Lavoie's had the most complete game, but that's also disregarding Jonas Rondbjerg, right? Who's played pretty well. So like Lavoie, Rondbjerg.
But if you need offense, if you just need that fuck you attitude, we've been saying it the last few weeks. Lavoie's been playing with a fuck you attitude all season.
Yeah, it's Lavoie.
I think you're right. I would say bring him up, and then like before the first game, like, hey, don't defer to the older guys.
Just fucking go.
Just keep the way you've been doing in Henderson. Just do it now. Mm-hmm. And you know what? These are NHLers. They'll find your stick.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
They'll find your tape. Don't worry about it.
You're a big guy.
Play your game.
Just get there. Just grind, dude. Like,
but then again, when you start talking about AHL call-ups with that tone, it's like, okay, well, the battle's already over.
Yeah, but teams go through this, right? Like,
and if someone's injured, it's going to happen regardless. So you might as well call up the right guy.
Look at Florida. They're limping by, right? Like,
they're limping by, but when you win 2 in a row, like you buy that for yourself. You know, like we thought we were going to win 2 in a row, and then we lost in the first round. Frankly, Florida, I'm like, Florida could miss the playoffs, and I would be like, oh well, they're still a good team.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally.
I don't know, man. It almost feels like we're kind of at a crossroads. We talked about it a couple episodes ago, but the old core is pretty much done. Carlson and Stone are getting older. Marshy's gone. Fleury's gone. Petro's gone. This new quote unquote new core, and obviously a lot of these guys have been here, but
yeah.
Eichel, Hannafin, fucking Dory, Hill, fucking. They got. I mean, Hill's injured, obviously, but you guys gotta carry the water. You gotta chew the leather.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they've looked bad. I'm certainly not saying that. But I don't know. It almost feels like we need to start forging a new identity of some kind. Maybe I'm being extra right now because I've had a couple of alcoholic beverages as it goes.
It's
Saturday.
It is.
I've also been furloughed for
37 days,
39 days.
9. Jesus Christ. No, you're
give
not
me a break.
No, you're not wrong. Like, but that's the thing. The identity can be found with those guys, right? Like, we are benefiting in that we've got Jack for $13.5 million, Marner for 12, Hannafin and Theodore for sub 8, right? And McNabb for next to nothing, right? For his ability. So you've got those guys for a while. I don't know. It's so much of I don't know, like changing of identity of the team, or like more of like a. It's hard, right? Because like Carolina's identity. Here's where I'll put it. Carolina's identity as getting into the playoffs. They've always been a team as forecheck and play your ass off every night, right? Mm-hmm. And it has not panned out for them at all.
It works great in the regular season.
Works great. So that's the thing.
Playoffs,
it's like,
not so much.
Not at all. It hasn't worked for them. So if in the case, like look at in Edmonton, it's like kind of just Edmonton and Florida, just kind of play your game, play your heavy game, but don't have to do it too hard. And then once you get to the final, then turn it on and you will dominate, right? You will suffocate teams. So I think with the Knights, it's more of like, yeah, we're losing these games early, and you can see the signs of those games, right? Like against Detroit, we saw the signs of that really suffocating game of just nothing is going to happen for them. And that was a game without Aiden Hill. That was Akira Schmid. Had a shutout, right? All good. Yes. And then I know we lost against Tampa, but that first period against Tampa, it was Carl Lindbaum. And you said like he had some bad plays. He's 22 years old. He's still like, he is a kid.
Yeah.
He's got a long way to go to even sniff the NHL full time. So I think all the pieces are there. It's just kind of maybe, I don't, as long as we can make the playoffs, I don't give a shit about the regular season.
Me too. And this is something that's been true of our game since forever.
Maybe that's me coping with losing to the fucking Ducks. Fuck you, Gio.
Fuck you, Gio. No,
Gio's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I sent a little group text to the group chat. I'm like, okay, the Ducks rebuild has worked. Yeah. Congrats. Enjoy it. But no, it's the thing, and this is getting away from technicals and talking more about mood. The thing with Vegas, when they're playing well, it's like a fucking well constructed orchestra.
Yes,
it's like an engine firing on all pistons or whatever,
all cylinders.
But if you can knock them off their rhythm, they seem to struggle. Mm-hmm. And that's what Edmonton did last year. That's what Dallas did the year before that. I still think the pieces are there to have that beautiful orchestra going and
yes,
get that moment. Like when they get going, it's scary. But like I said, with the rise of these young fast teams, maybe they can disrupt you enough where you never quite get your footing and you just fall short again. I don't know. And that's kind of what we did to LA in our first year, right?
Yeah.
That being said, I think you're right. I know you're right. The pieces are all there. This is still a good team. Like I said, we could have won that game.
Yes.
One bad bounce and you don't. And that's just the way it goes. And maybe this is just all a function of us looking at the schedule and picking the wrong games to be easy. Mm-hmm. But we play Florida on Monday. Mm-hmm. And then I forgot who else. The Islanders, I think, to finish off the homestand.
Yes, Islanders to finish off the homestand.
But Yeah, I don't know. There's hope. There's plenty of runway, plenty of opportunity here. This is still a good team, but this was kind of a warning shot. The Ducks fired a warning shot and said, "Hey, there's new big meat in the division. You're not the Kings anymore.
No,
not the Kings, the team, but the Kings. You're not the Kings of the Pacific anymore."
I agree, but like you said earlier, it could be a fact of a young team kind of, like you said, part of my French, spilling their load very early, right? Like fucking dropping their load way too early, like
shooting it, if you will,
shooting their load way too early,
busting
and just
it, if you will,
and everybody just playing really well, coming out of the gates hot, and everybody looking good. And don't get me wrong, I think the Ducks will be good. Ducks and Sharks will be good in the next 2 to 3 years, right? But Jesus Christ, little bad burp there. But is that sustainable? Like, can you sustain the what's the phrase? The pace of youth. Remember being 22, Jacob?
Barely.
Remember being 20, 21, 22.
I remember being very confident and knowing a lot less than I know now.
But that's the thing, like, these guys are extremely confident and they're flying high. They've got more adrenaline in their bodies. They can beat the fucking world, right? Like, and that's good for them, right? Starting off the season. Like, but what happens when you get to, game 45? Is that all going to be there?
Yeah.
Do you get to game 45, and for example, let's say the Ducks, for example, do you get to game 45 and is fucking Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Wright, Nugent Hopkins, they're just fucking strangling you, right? Mm-hmm. Like, again, nothing against the Ducks. I think they're going to be really good, and they've really drafted really well. But, how many teams have we seen start off this hot, just not finish well at all? Look at Buffalo a few years ago, right? Buffalo started off fucking insane, right? And nothing. There's been just countless teams, right? Where we're like, oh man, they finally figured it out.
Nope. Honestly, the biggest example is us.
Yeah.
We had these super hot starts the last 2 years, and then you fizzle out, and then playoffs roll around, and then you roll over and die.
Look at Philly.
Yeah.
Philly with Torts. Philly started off really, really hot. Was it last year or the year before? Mm-hmm. And one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, I don't know. How are we doing on time? I feel like we're starting to talk in circles.
45 minutes. We got plenty of times.
I was say let's look at the upcoming week and go. Okay, so upcoming, I'll count Sunday. We have a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday, but Monday Florida Panthers, Thursday New York Islanders. Those are both at home, and then we can go on the road for the weekend. Saturday Blues, Sunday Minnesota. 3 of those games
easily winnable.
Are in theory winnable.
Yeah, because the Islanders have been bad, right? Despite how good Matthew Schaefer has been and is, Matthew Schaefer's legit.
It's kind of like the Sharks last year, where it's like, if you can control Celebrini, you can control the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Islanders, if you can control Schaefer, you can control the game.
Yeah. And St. Louis has been flat out bad.
And
then Minnesota,
also bad, frankly.
Minnesota, you suffer through Kaprizov, Boldy, and Rossi, right? And then after that, it's like, well, okay, you can win the game from there.
And Florida has not been good, but
they did beat us.
They tossed our salad pretty soundly.
Yeah.
And I frankly, I still think they just have that emotional motivation of they'll never forget the humiliation of losing 9-3
in the cup final.
So, yeah, when you have a long homestand, you want to say you're going to win the majority of the games. I think that's already out the door, frankly.
Well, you still can win 2, right? Like,
you can, technically. But I think we need to calm down. And I'm saying this more to myself than anything, because I know I was fired up earlier. Calm down and say, it's a long season, and this week there's 4 games, and we could easily win 3 of those games.
Yes.
And we had some learning moments this week. We'll have learning moments next week. We'll have learning moments the week after that.
I agree.
It's the way it goes. But, when you have Jack Eichel and Mitch Marner and Shea Theodore and Noah Hannafin, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
A lot of teams would be crazy to have what we have right now. Yeah, so Ducks, they took it tonight. There's a new team on the rise. There's a new power rising in the West. That's exciting in its own way.
It is.
Sharks are also on the rise. It sucks that it does seem to suck that these superstars seem to be coming in their own in our division and in our conference. That's not even getting into Connor Bedard in Chicago right now. He's finally becoming the guy that he was promised to be. It sure does suck to have your contention window be in a conference where all the young superstars are coming into their own, but it is what it is.
Well,
that's where you count on your experience and your depth.
The thing that saves us is that the Shark goaltending is dog shit. Lucas Dostal is sick beyond belief, but the backup, obviously Mrazek beat us tonight, but that's not sustainable. That's not sustainable.
Imagine if Dostal played tonight.
It could have been fucking 3-0, 3-1, right?
It would have been a very different episode.
Yeah. But I think that's, to kind of deviate from the Knights as a whole, is I think it's good for the West and the Pacific, especially, to where more teams are competitive, right? The Kraken.
The West is, I know the way this season started, people are, well, no, the East is pretty good. No, they're not. No. Penguins are going to fall off. We all know it.
Boston will hit a wall.
Yeah, this goes back to the league's kind of in a weird place of parity right now, where team 1 to team 32 is not a huge gap the way it usually is.
Well, here's the thing. That's I feel like the gap in goaltending is really big, but the gap in scoring is crazy. Look, for example, look Colorado, great example. They are staying in or winning games, right? Obviously, they beat Edmonton tonight. 9-1, some shit, some insane fucking shit like that.
It was 9-1,
but they lost. They've have 4 or 5 overtime losses, so it's not out of control.
Earlier today or yesterday, I was like, damn, Dallas is struggling. And then I'm like, oh, we have an identical record pretty much. And I was like, okay.
But Dallas is struggling in that they still have Jake Ottinger, right?
Well,
we have been without Aiden Hill for most of the year.
Yeah, and I think my point just being that, perception is everything right now because the margins are so narrow. But that being said, the quicker you can build up your team and start separating yourself, the better.
I don't see. Here's my deal: is I don't see any fully dominant team in the league right now.
After tonight, I might put Colorado in there.
Well, but still, I don't know if you can say that, right? Because we've spoken about Edmonton's problems, and Edmonton's problems have been goaltending and defense, right?
Let's pull up the standings. So, and actually, yeah, because points
no
wise,
real crazy dominant team. I feel like
first in the league. I won't tell you who. 23 points.
Montreal.
Nope, but seventh in the league is 20 points, and it's not who you think would be.
No.
So
and we have 19, I think.
First in the league with 23 points is Colorado.
Yep.
And then it's a lot of 22s and 21s and 20s. But 7th in the league with 20 points is Boston.
Yeah.
And we are 10th in the league with 18.
Yeah. Anaheim has got 21 probably, I think, after tonight.
They do. Exactly.
So it's I think you're going to see a lot less. Oh, these teams are. I mean, obviously, it's so early in the year, right? Like
but the way it's shaping up right now, I'll just tell you that the only teams that kind of seem to be in the bottom are
Calgary,
Columbus, Buffalo, Nashville, St. Louis, Calgary.
Oh, poor Columbus. I feel bad for them.
Yeah. Sometimes I honestly do. But then I remember Jack Eichel's first game back, and I stopped feeling bad.
But Calgary, I mean, man, I feel bad for Dustin Wolf, despite how the problems that kid gave us.
It's the classic being the good young kid on a bad team. It's how bad teams turn around eventually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've been just kind of rambling about the team, but like, I'm not worried now. I mean,
I'm not worried because the league is so close.
I'm also not.
You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing for there to be parity in the regular season, but when it comes to brass tacks, who's going to step up? Mm-hmm. In my heart of hearts, I still think it's going to be Vegas, Edmonton, Dallas, Colorado. These young cock teams, a couple of them will make it, but are they going to be able to are they going to have the stamina to please the older woman that is the Stanley Cup?
I mean, no, for example, like, let's say Anaheim does make it. Is Lucas Dostal going to have the stamina to weather the storm, right? Is that team overall going to have the stamina to weather, let's say, like a Colorado, Dallas,
and
Edmonton?
Is Macklin Celebrini going to be putting up those numbers when fucking Braden McNabb fucking puts an elbow in his temple?
Yeah.
And that sounds awful, but that's the way playoffs go.
Playoffs, yeah. Right.
How has Florida been winning? Fucking Sam Bennett taking guys out of series. That's how you win.
Is Leo Carlson going to survive like
Vasily Podkolzin burying him in the wall shift after shift? Like,
yeah. I mean, or even example, like you said, McNabb, if the Kraken make it, is Riker Evans going to survive fucking, Jeremy Lauzon just putting his whole fucking body into his head,
and I don't want to shit on him too much, but if there is a fraud team amongst all these teams, it's the fucking Kraken. There's a reason. There's a reason I haven't.
Sorry, James.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry, Dad. But there's a reason I haven't brought them up yet. If there's a fraud team amongst them, it is the Kraken. Let's be clear.
No, totally. Yeah, I mean,
as much as tonight sucked, this is kind of the kind of game and the kind of night why you're a hockey fan. It was thrilling. It was exciting.
It was a really fun game.
And I'm already fucking bloodthirsty for Monday's game, so I'm like, we have to come back.
Yeah.
We have to come back.
And that's also not take credit away from, what Lindbaum and Schmidt is doing right now. We are playing without Aiden Hill.
Well, and that's the thing. We said it last episode, and I'll repeat it again, but, goaltending has certainly not been our problem, And we already discussed everything about it, but you got Hill waiting to come back. He's expected back around Christmas. Hart will start playing eventually, and, whatever. I'm not particularly excited about that for things I won't get into now, and go back and listen if you want. You probably don't want to. But, if he's up to speed, that's just another body,
Yeah, if he ends up playing well, right? Like, that's the whole thing. If Hart can play well, at least that's a body to help us win games.
But
don't get me wrong.
That being said,
I don't.
Goaltending has not been our issue.
No, it's just been team mentality. Play. I don't know. Like,
I would say over, and let's wrap it up here before we just go into full ramble drunk mode. But
too late.
Yeah. The concern, I think, is cohesiveness and pace.
Mm-hmm.
I think the pieces are there. The pieces are there to play a fast game.
Yes.
If that's what is required in the new NHL, I think they can do it. we're a little older, but we're not that old.
No.
Marner and Eichel are in their primes.
Yep.
Theo and Hannafin are in their primes. That being said, Theo has kind of been giving up shit off his stick lately that leads to game-winning goals.
Mm-hmm.
But then he plays, a full game, so I don't know. It's whatever. We'll see how it goes. But I still have faith. I think screenshot this. I still think we can win 3 of the next 4 if we play the way that we play tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I still think we'll be a playoff team, and when the playoffs happen, we'll see what happens. And that's just kind of
we are
the way the team's been. When you're a team like this, that's kind of what it all comes down to is playoffs. Not to kick the can down the road or sound like I'm trying to excuse losing to a hot young team tonight, but it is what it is.
Well, here I know. Well, we don't want to go too long, so it's like a random, middle of the season. Not middle of the season. 8th of the season check in, right? But the Ducks are flying high, pun intended. The Ducks are cruising. That team looks just good, and they're playing really well together. Cutter Gauthier is, leading the league in goals, right? But what from the last 10 years of hockey, like what player has leading the league in points in game 15 has ended up leading the league in points?
Well, exactly.
18,
If that was the case, Eichel would have a Hart Trophy.
Yeah.
And that's what has really changed. There's always hot young teams. There's always veteran teams. It is what it is. It just feels exciting because the teams have changed. And frankly, we're due for a change. The playoffs have been stale for the last 5 years.
I agree. I mean, we're due for not
Fresh
another Oilers-Kings matchup.
Yeah. What about an Oilers Stars matchup?
That would be electric.
Oh, I was being sarcastic. As in, I'm sick of that matchup as well.
Oh, Jesus.
It would be
in the first round. Honestly, give me some new blood, right? Give me
Oilers Kings, Oilers Stars, Vegas Oilers, Vegas Colorado, Colorado Oilers. It's been the same shit for 5 years,
dude. Vegas Minnesota,
that was a great series. Obviously, I'm biased because we won, but it certainly was entertaining. I think even from an outside perspective.
I mean, throw in Seattle, throw in Anaheim, throw in something Utah.
Throw in the Sharks. Please. I would love a reason to start hating them again.
Yeah. No,
I don't need a reason. I already do.
Yeah.
Sorry, Revo.
Yeah, just generically hate them.
Anyways, no, I think we should wrap up. I think we don't have anything to say here.
No, I mean, we've got plenty of time.
Alex, no one's
November.
listening. Oh, I thought you meant tonight.
No.
I'm like, Alex, it's been an hour. Wrap it up.
No, we've got plenty of time.
Plenty of time in the season.
Plenty of time in the season. It's November, was it today, the 8th?
I don't know.
9th?
Time has no meaning to me.
Jacob is still without a job.
I have a job. I just can't go to it.
Exactly. But, it's only November. Plenty of season remaining. Anything can happen. I will worry come Christmas.
Yeah, agreed. Normally it's Thanksgiving. I don't know. The league's a little exciting this year.
The league is extremely exciting.
A lot of parity. Maybe the new date will be Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, American Thanksgiving is only 3 weeks away.
Fuck, I gotta start thinking about what I'm gonna cook. I did a pretty good broccoli cheese thing last year, and a batch cocktail and this appetizer. It was dates stuffed with brie, wrapped with prosciutto.
Sounds good.
Some honey.
That sounds really good.
Some walnuts.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Some rosemary.
Yeah,
it was good. We'll see what we do this year.
We're gonna bring mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Victoria makes me a mean mashed potato. But I mean, I think there's gonna be a lot more teams come, obviously we'll get there like once we get the trade deadline, but there's a lot more teams that are going to be buying
Yeah.
than selling, right?
Interesting time to be a hockey fan.
Very interesting, very exciting time to be a hockey fan.
Yeah, might have some surprise sellers come the deadline. Might have some surprise buyers come the deadline. Mm-hmm. Some surprise playoff teams. It's all good.
I agree.
It's fun. Well, tonight sucked. Tip of the hat to the Ducks. They
look good.
The young cocks slayed the old bull for tonight, but
it's the regular season.
We'll see as it goes on.
You know what? We'll make some duck a l'orange.
There we go.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But we don't play them again for a while, right? Like,
yeah, the schedule's weird.
It's super weird.
Yeah, because we play the Panthers and the Islanders. Who gives a shit?
We played the Panthers, the Islanders, and we played the Canes twice.
Yeah,
Tampa Bay twice, and we only played the Ducks once. Like,
yeah, there's series with the East that are already over, and we haven't even played. We don't play the Oilers.
We don't play Edmonton until like what? Fucking
after New Year's.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We don't play Dallas until after New Year's.
Hey, it's something to look forward to.
Yeah,
it's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's all I got.
All you got. Here's hoping that come trade deadline, Jordan Greenway is available.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. But yeah, no, I mean, sucks tonight. Shit happens. It's October. It's not October anymore. Jesus Christ, it's November.
Who's the unemployed one now?
I work from home. Give me a break. It's November. Early season issues. Mark Stone's missing. No Aiden Hill. But there's things you can fix up and you can figure out. Let's just say this time next week when we record again, if we've lost to Florida and New York, it might be a little bit more panicked.
4 games. If we lose 3 of them, there'll be a much different tone.
Exactly.
But anyways, until then, it's November. Legend has it the temperature will drop eventually.
Go outside.
It's not on the forecast, but I'm going to hold out hope that it'll drop.
Go outside
eventually.
in the shade.
Yeah, go outside in the shade, have some pumpkin pie. And stay gold.
Stay gold. Have some still remaining Oktoberfest beers. Have some Winterfest beers. Have a good time. Stay gold